of course, happy St. Patrick's Day for those of you that celebrate this fantastic holiday with family and friends throughout the day, and a couple pops, and some corned beef and cabbage, and some Irish soda bread, and all the things that come with. All of a sudden, McMonagle's Irish. For 2.5 years, he's trying to convince me he's Italian. Now today on St. Patrick's Day, he's suddenly Irish.
Wait till Columbus Day, then he'll be Italian again.
What are we doing?
That's
you
the
just
benefits.
waved your hand like you're Irish. You've been telling me for 2.5 years you're not Irish, McMonagle. You got to make a stand now.
I believe it's
you're
actually
either Irish or you're Italian. Which one do you want to be?
I believe McMonagle is Scottish.
Scottish?
Scottish.
Scottish love.
Yes.
All right. Well, listen, we got a great show for you today. Hopefully, Evan, 24 hours later, has gotten over the pain of losing Edwin Diaz. Or are you still in mourning? Or have you reverted back to your Aaron Rodgers positivity? Where are you at?
No, you got to move on.
Oh, boy.
Injuries suck. It's a part of sports, but you got to move on. Like, I can't spend days and weeks crying about what happened to Edwin Diaz. What happened to Edwin Diaz is unfortunate, and I want to say this in the nicest way possible because I hope he recovers, and I hope he's back next year. I have to think that Edwin Diaz no longer exists. I can't talk about him. I can't think about him. I can't compare whoever's trying to save games on opening day to him. He's not on the team.
No.
That's a healthy way to view it because it's reality.
And by the way, while nobody's crying for Steve Cohen financially because he got hurt at a WBC event, Major League Baseball covers his salary.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's insurance
I
policies and all
think
that.
for a lot of teams that would be a huge deal, but no one as a Met fan thinks that Steve Cohen wasn't going to spend at the trade deadline on a reliever that makes a lot of money because they're paying Edwin Diaz. So while it's nice, I don't think it changes the Mets' aggressiveness one bit.
No, listen, and the team is what the team is. You're not going to replace him right at the moment. Obviously, as the season begins and progresses towards the trade deadline, months and months away, if they feel the need to obviously solidify the bullpen, they will. But that's not the focus of where I'm at today emotionally, Evan.
Where you at emotionally, Craig?
Emotionally, I saw and listened to the Alan Lazard press conference today.
Yeah.
Love what he had to say.
I agree.
Love having number 12 coming here. Think we're a Super Bowl team. All the stuff that you'd want to hear from a guy that is 27 years old, who now brings some veteran leadership and success to the locker room to play alongside the youth movement that the Jets had. But and I loved it. I thought it was great.
There's something coming. I'm not sure what it is, but I can just feel it. I know you. I can feel you.
Well,
there's some kind of dark hammer coming.
And I'll be honest, like 9 minutes ago, I wasn't in a dark place.
What happened?
Well, yeah, we got a part-timer, filling in for Tommy today. And I love Connor's a great guy.
Yeah.
Simple task. 3 pizzas from Prince Street Pizza. It's Friday. It's what we do. He gets the square pie with the pepperoni money. All
Beautiful.
good.
Beautiful.
No complaints. Perfect. Love it. He got a sausage pizza round, and he got the veggie pizza round. It was like somebody was spinning those pizzas like they were in the NCAA tournament. Yeah, it's half the box is empty. Half the box, the pizza's folded on top of itself. There's cheese everywhere. And I know that's not how it came. It's how it came from the elevator up is what happened.
You think there was a drop involved?
I think Connor, and listen, I don't want to be a bad guy about it. So that put me into a dark place, okay? And here's where that dark place is. Aaron Rodgers will never play it down for the New York Jets.
Whoa, hold on. I'm in a weird place now, too. Because I had a conversation this morning with my old partner, my Saturday guy for now.
Okay.
And he was telling me the same damn thing. Bro,
was he?
I'm a Jet fan. I know this is going to end bad. And I calmed him down. And I thought to myself, well, now I'm going to do my show with my new partner who's never going to have that kind of negativity. Meanwhile, both of you guys are now thinking Aaron Rodgers will never play for the Jets?
Not because he doesn't want to. Not because he doesn't want to. Not because the Jets obviously don't want him. They do. He does. That's not that.
What is it then?
Aaron Rodgers made a classic street mistake. He misjudged the guy he was fighting with. And if you didn't grow up on the streets of the 5 boroughs, maybe this you don't understand what I'm talking about. So let me give it to you. He misjudged Mark Murphy, the CEO of the Green Bay Packers. You and I have had many conversations about, does either side have what we call hand?
Right.
Like, does Green Bay have the Jets over a barrel because they know the Jets have no other choices? Do the Jets have Green Bay over a barrel? Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And we don't need to have that aspect of the conversation. Again, we've had it, right? But I think he misjudged Mark Murphy because he made a conscious decision to make Mark Murphy the bad guy in this. I'm not holding it up. He's holding it up. I'm not holding it up. He's digging his feet in. He didn't want me around. The greatest Packer of all time. He was done with me. Bop, 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 bop.
Yep.
Mark Murphy's a human being. Mark Murphy lives in a very small city called Green Bay, Wisconsin. Everybody there knows each other. Mark Murphy goes to dinner last night at the local steakhouse. What do you think they're saying to him if they serve him at all? He is now public enemy number one in the city of Green Bay because Aaron Rodgers decided to tell the world, of course I would have come back. I wanted to end my career as a Packer. Well, but he didn't want me back. So because he didn't want me back, I've got no other choice. I've got to pack up my bags and either retire or go somewhere else. And I still think I've got good football in me. You're a Packer fan. NFC is clearly the easier road to the Super Bowl. Talked about it a million times. San Francisco doesn't have a quarterback that we know of just yet. Maybe it's Trey Lance. Who knows, right? Maybe Brock Purdy does it again. The Eagles are a mess right now, in my opinion. They haven't re-signed Jalen Hurts. We'll see how that plays itself out. And then there's possibly Green Bay, if Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback, right? But he made Mark Murphy the bad guy. Mark Murphy now says to the Jets, if we play this out along the lines I'm thinking, here's where we're at. 2 first-round draft picks or lose my number. And I'm in no rush. First off, we're not doing this deal till June 2nd anyway because of the cap reasons. I'm not making the deal, and we're not consummating it until June 2nd
So
regardless.
you're taking the 13th pick off the board immediately.
You have to.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. That makes me very happy.
And we discussed it the other day. They cannot trade the 13th pick because it changes the cap situation for the Packers.
They can because the 13th pick is probably a lot more valuable than whatever first-round pick you would get next year. So you make the cap work for yourself if you could somehow get the 13th pick back from the Jets.
Yeah. It'd be stupid financially, but you get a better player, 100%. 100%. Can't argue that. But what do the Jets do if Mark Murphy says, look, Rob, Joe, Mr. Johnson, it's not about you guys. I respect you guys. You guys have done everything above board. I think we'd get along great in this deal. It's got nothing to do with you. Please don't take it personally. But that son of a bitch threw me under the bus and made me the bad guy. He is not playing football for the New York Jets unless I get what I want. I'm not saying he's worth it. I'm not saying you should give it to me, but that's where I'm at. And I think that's a real problem.
And you know what I would do?
Go ahead.
I would dare him. I'd say, okay.
You can't afford
to play that game. They can't either.
But
they can't either.
No, they can.
Well, look, how? They're going to make Aaron Rodgers come to training camp? They want that circus? They want to alienate Jordan Love, who they're hoping is their franchise quarterback and re-signs multiple times because he's the next Aaron Rodgers and the next Brett Favre. If they want to play that game, and I don't believe they will, but I understand your argument on a theory on why I'd play it because I got something else in my back pocket, and I don't think you're going to buy it, but I really believe it.
Okay,
you know what I got in my back pocket? I
have no idea.
Roger Goodell.
What's Roger Goodell going to do?
Roger Goodell is not going to allow one of the most marketable stars in the NFL to not play football because of the ego of Mark Murphy. That's not going to happen.
Well, it's not ego.
At some point.
Now, but hold on. If he's one of the most marketable guys, and he is.
He is.
If he's one of the faces of the NFL, and he is.
And he is.
And he's a ratings bonanza, on and on and on and on and on, right?
Yeah.
Mark Murphy says to Roger Goodell, you can't tell me to take a third-round draft pick for the face of the league. How could you tell me he's not?
You're not
2 first-round draft
getting
picks.
more than that, Mark. And I don't want you creating. Really?
Yep.
Because I think he's playing the game of making sure Lamar Jackson doesn't get a fully guaranteed deal.
Well, if you could prove that, then he is no longer commissioner.
I cannot prove that. It's a theory. And I think a lot of people have that theory. So I don't think it's good for the NFL to have this kind of stare down that leads to Aaron Rodgers in July having to show up to Packers camp. Now, I warned my fellow Jet fan, and I said this to Joe on the phone, and I'll say it to you.
Yeah.
This may take a while.
Well, listen.
Buckle up, folks.
It's got to take a while no matter what because, and I don't want to get too in the weeds on it, but if Aaron Rodgers gets traded before June 1st, it's like $30-some-odd million against their cap. If it's after June 1st, it's only 15. There's no reason to trade him before June 1.
There is a reason. Let me just, argue with you.
Unless you're saying, I got to have that 13th pick.
Yeah.
So now, so you're saying, so you're right.
Or even the second-round pick or the third-round pick. Like, the value in this year's draft in any pick you get back is better in all likelihood than the value you're getting back next year. Plus, that young guy's on your roster this year.
There's also an interesting aspect to this that I did not know until late yesterday. Aaron Rodgers does not have a no-trade clause in his contract.
He does not. That is correct.
Which fascinates me that he doesn't.
But he does because the contract.
He can retire?
Well, no. Here's why he has a no-trade clause. He has a no-trade clause because if he didn't want to go somewhere, let's say the Packers and Mark Murphy got another suitor involved.
Right.
Name the team. It doesn't even matter.
Indianapolis Colts.
Perfect. Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers simply says, I'm not renegotiating a new deal. So the power he has is the ability to say, yeah, you could trade for me. There's nothing I can do about it. I can threaten to retire, absolutely. Sure. But I'm not going to make this easy for you. I'm not going to renegotiate my deal. So I think that's the power he would have.
But the flip side of that is I'll pay you. I'll make you.
You're going to make that work in your cap?
I'll figure it out. I'll make it work. We've talked about the cap being somewhat fugazi anyway.
No, but Craig, it's fugazi because you could always renegotiate. It's fugazi because Joe Shane could extend Leonard Williams with a new contract that creates oodles of cap room this year. Right. That's why it's fugazi. If the player isn't going to help you, it ain't fugazi.
Well, I get 5 other guys to help me redo their deal so I can get them under the cap. I have this weird feeling, and I think he has misplayed his hand, and all he had to do was say, I'll always be a Packer, but everything comes to an end. Looking forward to a couple years elsewhere. No disrespect. Love Packer. Blah, 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 blah. And then you could throw Mark Murphy under the bus 30 times over if you want after it's done. He shot his shot before the deal got done. Now, do I think it's going to get done? Yeah, if I was pressed, I think he becomes a Jet, and that's great. But he shot his shot prematurely, and Big Mac knows what that's all about.
So do I. If you're a vengeful douche, and Mark Murphy is, you can make this a little uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the day, you may just want to move on. You may just want to say, it's over. I want to give Jordan Love a clear shot here.
Yes.
I don't want there to be controversy. I don't want Jordan Love to have to go to camp in late January and answer questions every day about Aaron Rodgers because he would. Now, Trey Wingo. Do you trust Trey Wingo? He's 2 for 2, bro.
No, he's not.
He is 2 for 2.
He doesn't get credit for Friday. The deal's still not done.
No.
Talking about.
But he said that the Rodgers aspect of it was done.
No. He said Aaron Rodgers was a Jet on Friday.
Okay, well, Aaron Rodgers revealed his intent to be a Jet.
Yeah, but he's not a Jet
Trey
yet.
Wingo has made another prediction.
Oh, my God.
And he said this to our boy.
Do you want, how much more attention do you need?
You know what's great about this, though?
What?
What's great about Trey Wingo's prediction is we're going to know the answer quick.
Okay.
Because he told our buddy Zach Gelb, deal's done next week. So, let's see. 3 for 3.
No. This is now just guesswork.
How is that guesswork?
First off, the deal's not getting done next week because it doesn't make sense to get done next week.
Let me just say this, Craig. I agree with you.
The only information Trey Wingo ever has access to is specifically Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers. And he was wrong on the second one.
No, but he was right about the Jets flying out there.
Yeah, you got that one right. He got 1 for 1, 1 for 2, right? How can you say the deal's going to get done next week when you told me the deal was done last Friday?
No, he said Aaron Rodgers.
Do those contradict with each other?
Not really.
Pretty sure they do.
What did he say last week that was wrong?
He said it's a done deal.
Well, Aaron Rodgers not retiring and wanting to join the Jets.
I mean, I told you the same thing. I didn't talk to anybody. Nobody walks away from $60 million guaranteed other than Dave Chappelle.
I would lean on the side of it's not getting done next week. I think this is going to drag out a little bit, but I think at some point
this is going to the summer, bud.
No, I don't know if it's going all the way to the summer.
You're going to be miserable on your birthday.
I'm not miserable yet. And I said this to Joe before, and I'll say it to you again. As of today, I remain confident. I'm not worried. Will there come a point, if this drags out for a few months, where I start to get worried? Sure, absolutely. But you know what would annoy me? And you tell me if this would annoy you. If all of a sudden it was announced, done deal, this year's first-round pick. I'd have an issue with that because I don't think at the end of the day you have to give that up. And I'm not a fan of giving something up I don't have to give.
Yeah, I don't think it involves this year's draft at all. I really don't. I don't think this deal gets done until after June 1. It just doesn't make any sense at all for them cap-wise to do the deal prior to that. And then in regards to the big bonus coming Aaron Rodgers' way in the current contract, that doesn't even happen until September 1. So it doesn't cost them a nickel.
If this gets settled in June,
Yes.
is that going to bother you?
No, not at all, because that's my expectation.
Yeah, I think what Jet fans have to realize,
he's available
he's going
for the training camps.
Sure.
And, he invites a bunch of guys over to the crib and he gets to know them and he's working out. Yes, I'm good.
Yeah, I think that we have to relax. I hate to quote Aaron Rodgers, but we have to relax. He's going to be a Jet. Nothing's going to collapse. Nothing's going to fall apart. He's not going to change his opinion. There isn't going to be a mystery team that jumps in. The Packers aren't going to reconcile with Rodgers. None of that's going to happen. So what we all need to do is take a deep breath. Enjoy this.
Yeah.
Enjoy the poker game we're watching between Joe Douglas and Mark Murphy. Because I believe in Joe Douglas. I believe he's going to stay firm. And he's going to have a little smile on his face and say, okay, you want to play that game? Cool. We'll play too.
Jets can't afford to lose that game.
They're not going to lose.
It's blind man's poker. Jets cannot afford to lose. Just play it out.
Correct.
What happens if you lose? Gardner Minshew just signed the deal with the Colts.
If I lose,
Jimmy Garoppolo. How about the Raiders, by the way?
Yeah.
You talk about clown show. They were supposed to introduce Jimmy Garoppolo today. Not ready. The deal's not done.
Well, now it's done. I read.
I mean, what are we doing?
There was a holdup, but now it's done. So it's done.
This is stupid, though.
Where I disagree with you is you say you can't afford to lose this game. What's losing this game? Not getting Aaron Rodgers?
Losing this game is right now you have Zach Wilson as your quarterback.
No, that's not an option.
That's losing the game.
It's not.
Okay.
You know what losing the game is? Giving up more in draft capital than you wanted.
I disagree.
That's You're not missing out on Aaron Rodgers.
Why not?
Aaron Rodgers is a Jet, dude.
No, not yet. He's not.
He's going to be a Jet.
Okay.
Walk me through the scenario.
Write that down. Write that down.
Craig, walk me through a scenario and how the Jets could not end up with Rodgers. I want to hear it.
We will only take 2 first-round draft picks for him. If you don't give us 2 first-round draft picks, we will not trade him.
No, but Craig,
to
my
you.
point to you is I think at some point the Jets would eventually give in if it gets to July or August.
Okay, so we're on the same page.
No, but my point is losing is just giving up what you didn't want to give up. They're not going to end up with Rodgers.
I think that's still a win because you get Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly. That's my point.
The only loss here is not getting it.
They're going to get Aaron Rodgers.
Boy, I've never seen you so positive in my life.
Because the quarterback wants to be here. Mm-hmm. The Jets want him. It's going to happen.
He doesn't have a no-trade clause.
It doesn't matter. The Packers aren't keeping him. The Packers are ready to move on. And if Mark Murphy wants to play a game, they may play a game, but the game's going to end.
Tell you what, if I'm the Jets, I'm on the phone with Lamar Jackson today.
No, you're not.
Because you know what else that does for me?
What?
I leak it. Now I've got hand.
The only way you can, seriously, let me respond to this with the only way you can do that. You got to let Aaron know what you're doing. You got to let him know because you'll piss him off. You don't want to play that game. He's my quarterback. I'm not pissing him off.
Oh, is that upsetting to people?
Dude, no, to Aaron.
I don't want to piss him off.
I don't want Aaron upset.
Oh, can't have Aaron upset?
I need Aaron upset with Green Bay and the rest of the NFL. I cannot have Aaron upset with Jets management. Can't have that.
All right, well, listen, we'll get all your calls, obviously, on this. We got baseball on March Madness in the tournament and a lot more.